Hello, this is Decoherent, and welcome back to some more Torment Tides of Numenera. So, we had a brief break for the holiday. I hope you all had a nice, relaxing weekend. Things were very quiet here in Decoland, so that was nice. I do apologize if I'm a little stuffed up. Everything is in bloom here now, and although it's glorious, the pollen count is so high they've stopped measuring it in mere numbers. So, back to the Ninth World. So we've been exploring the Fortress of Solitude here, and we met some fairly interesting things. Bunch of nobodies here, I don't care about them. We met an entity up here called the Speaker, which was very confusing all by itself. It seemed to have almost two split personas. Its primary persona had its function as speaking or as translating between the Oracle and then people who came to visit it, and I'll come back to that. And then there was the second half that passed out revelations that said that the primary consciousness wasn't capable of knowing when it gave out, information. I'm not sure what its revelations may have all entailed. So that was kind of neat. And the mere fact that the other entity was called the Oracle is extremely interesting in itself. Oracles, of course, are named after the Oracle of Delphi back in Greece, and it was, the priestesses would give prophecies that concerned the future. So just with that kind of a name leads me to believe that there is something very interesting going on temporally with that particular entity. Also, we heard things mutter that it was immortal, but is dead now, and that time was the weapon that killed it. So that's very suggestive, and I doubt we will ever know anything more about it. But still very cool. So as a result of that conversation, we're able to interact slightly with the sentient light beings that are inside some of these crystals. They're called phobits. And although we're unable to communicate in any meaningful way, they are helping us out a little bit and creating some bridges. And then at the end of last episode, we met this really interesting... Rin, be quiet. I'm talking. Okay, we met this very interesting entity that's in this slightly different crystal. It doesn't seem to have a name, but I decided to call it maybe the Coordinator, because it seems as though it's the one that directed all of the other entities to build this entire mountain and structure in the first place. And it had in its mind a vision of a cave that apparently had the nifty... I've forgotten what it's called. The nifty bit of Numenera that we're here looking for. And it reopened the cave entrance, and also showed us something scary that may have been lurking around nearby, and that's good because I am itching for a fight. I generally have been playing this fairly peaceful, just because I'm kind of a laid-back guy in general. But after I accidentally let Tiber's lover's murderer run away, poor Avigne, I am just looking to stab someone. I didn't intend to let that moron go. I was thinking that I'd be able to pump it for a little more information before I turned its skin into a nice hat. And instead, I accidentally let it go away, and we will almost certainly never get to see it again. And that really bugs me. So, kind of looking for an excuse to stab someone. There were some of these guys up here that kind of sounded like maybe I could have picked a fight with them, but they're just standing around being pompous, so that wouldn't be very interesting. So, now that I've caught, myself up, because it's been a couple days since I played, let us continue on our way.
Why not?
Why not, indeed. So we saw some of these things over here. Yeah, there's nothing back there. Okay. Uh-huh. Cave of Mystery. Okay, what's over here?
Let's go.
Oh, just money. Why is there just money laying around this, crystalline world? That's interesting. I can't interact with this one. Okay.
Ready.
I suspect this one's just going to create a ladder, or maybe a bridge up top. Yep. Which is very cool. Oh, I can go up here a little further. Okay, what's up here? More money.
I'm ready.
Would have liked toys. Money's alright, though. Never look a gift shin in the mouth? Maybe? Ooh, wow. That's nice looking. I'm a huge sucker for this crystalline thing we've got going on. Oh, and a couple episodes ago, I'd seen the mall that we came into to come here had stuff around it, and when I'd gone back to glance at what had happened in that episode, there are crystals growing backwards out of the maw, so that's also very interesting in and of itself. Okay, got some mystery technology over here. This machine is similar to the one next to it, but doesn't seem to have any sort of interface or control panel. Alright, machines are interesting. Ooh, pretty. I love this aesthetic.
Yes.
Excellent. Oh, just force. Okay. Let's pass that on to someone who needs it. Actually, I should probably hold on to some of these so I can use them on my force users, so that they can use that force on my enemies. I've been adoring the look of these past couple things. I complained a lot about the bloom, because it was just so real and graphic. It was just really gross. I don't know. So, I didn't dislike it, I just disliked that I had to be there in it.
Fine.
Oh, neat. I can't move the screen up any higher. Okay.
Ready.
I love the cross-hatching in here. What's going on with that? More loot.
I'm going.
Ooh, okay. New toys. Thinker's Cap. +1 int edge. +1 damage per effort applied. Max +6. Ooh. The intersection points of this net of fine filigree are marked by small white gemstones. When placed over the head, the gemstones buzz and shimmer, firing information directly into the mind. This increases the user intelligence, although the effect can be overwhelming at times. Neat, and I won't get any negative effects from this because I put the points into concentration. Let's see, if I take this off, did I level up my perception all the way? No, so I'd lose a point in perception. You know, I think I can just swap these out during battle. So I'll do that. Or, actually, I don't need this healing nifty Kyrogen Sphere in all the time. So let's go ahead and keep this on so we've got our intellect edge on. Because that'll make it easier for us to, you know, well, outthink any tasks that we may come across. That's neat.
All right, Ren, you can do this.
Cool. Oh, wow. Okay, this is neat. Well, let's come take a look at all this. This device seems to be the source of the low hum that permeates the cavern. It's receiving power through thick cables from 2 large machines against the wall. Okay, we saw that one. A phobot appears to be trapped in the central crystal. It flickers excitedly. Cool. Okay, I see I can poke at that, but we'll wait a second. What is this? The stasis pod is dull and lifeless. There's no visible way to activate it. Stasis pod? Huh. I was hoping that that would be something that looked somehow related to our crystal sarcophagus, but alas. And yeah, it's so suspicious that we have a crystal sarcophagus that we built after we came back from a crystal world. So, yeah. An impenetrable field of energy seals off this part of the cave. There's stuff to poke at. Alright. Well, let's go ahead and let's poke at our new piece of equipment over here. What's the worst that could happen, right? All of the cables in the room connect to this bulky machine and its twin. They generate a low rumble that you can feel in your feet. As you approach, a screen lights up. A strange maze-like rune flashes angrily in the center of the screen. 3 other glyphs revolve slowly around it in an elliptical orbit. A bolt of lightning, a set of parallel lines, and a circle. Destroy the machine. Honestly. Okay. Let's poke the one in the middle first. A picture appears. It looks like a technical schematic of the device behind you, at the center of the room, the source of the low hum. Vertical lines of runes appear next to the schematic, but you can't read them. And this is why we leveled up these skills. Although you can't read the runes, the gist of the message becomes clear. It's a warning about the device with the 2 crystals at the center of the chamber. The device has deteriorated to an unstable state, and any fluctuation in power is likely to result in interruption in function. The runes don't say what will happen if the device ceases to function, or if they do, you can't decipher it. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, let's look at the one that looks like a bolt of lightning. The rune and glyphs disappear, replaced with an image depicting the bank of 3 large crystals to your right. Symbols flow into the image, showing that the device is currently receiving power from the machine before you. A circular symbol glows next to the image. Each time one of the symbols enters the image of crystals, the circular symbol pulses brightly. Pressing it would likely cut the flow of power to the bank of crystals. That's interesting. Okay. We'll touch that in just a minute. Parallel lines. Oh, this is probably the doorway. An image appears of the pod in the far corner of the room. The image of the pod is dim. A circular symbol sits next to the image. Okay, I thought that would be the door. I guess not. An image appears depicting the humming device in the center of the room, the one with 2 crystals. Wait. Oh, because I clicked on the same one twice. So the rune, bolt of lightning, parallel lines. Oh, I thought... Oh, okay, sorry, I should have been reading a little more carefully. Okay, so this is the device in the center of the room. Let's see here, would likely cut the flow of power to the crystals. The circular symbol is outlined in red, suggesting that the function of the device is particularly important. Okay, let's poke at the pod first. That seems safest, you know? Okay, let's press the dim circular symbol. Both the symbol and the pod light up on the screen. The circular symbol pulses in time with odd symbols that march into the image of the pod itself. In the far corner of the room, new noises indicate that the pod is now receiving power. Ooh. Cool.
All right.
Whenever you find a pod, man, turn it on. Rings of energy pulse around the stasis pod. There appears to be nothing inside, but a control interface hovers a few centimeters off of the surface at one end of the pod. Surprisingly, the words on the interface are written in truth, and you can understand them. There are several options, but most of them are dimmed out. The only 2 functioning options are check status and access data. Check status. A picture of the pod appears. The lid on the image is closed and flashing red. Several other places on the image of the pod flash red as well. The text says, Stasis pod empty. Self-diagnostic failed. Cannot open stasis pod. Primary functions offline. Data integrity, 67%. Alright, well let's try to access that data. A list of records appear. Several are crossed out with the words corrupted next to the name. Most of the functioning records are mundane, like system integrity results or lists of lab equipment. But there are a number of functioning dated records labeled experiment notes. This is totally going to be all the stuff that we left. Okay, first note. An unfamiliar male voice reverberates throughout the room. Preliminary investigations suggest that Mazov was correct. The crystals of the Ascension bear the properties we require to complete the resonance chamber. The amulet proved invaluable in reaching this place, and may have other uses besides, so it will be some time before I can return it to Dracogen. Much more experimentation is required before I can know for certain whether the Ascension holds what I seek. Yep, this is totally us. We built the resonance chamber from here. The amulet... Return it to Dracogen. That's interesting. I didn't have the impression that he had it to begin with. I'll have to go back and look. Second note. The secretions of the crystal vor are one of the few substances I found that can eat through the living crystal of the Ascension. I have had several larvae brought here for that purpose. Dracogen exudes patience with regard to the amulet, but I've dealt with other Dracogens before? He will only remain patient for so long before he decides that I've cheated him. No matter. I fear the sorrow more than I fear them. Them? Okay, wow, there's a lot going on in these 3 sentences. A, there's something called a crystal vor. Something that eats crystals, obviously. Why would we want it to eat through the living crystal? Where are the larvae? I don't want to meet them. And other Dracogens? Very interesting. I wonder if he's a multiplicity, or if that's just a name for his whole species. Okay, third note. I have several experiments running simultaneously while I wait for the crystal to grow. True to their name, the crystal vores have proven quite adaptable to this environment and invaluable to this part of the process. The Ascension natives may prove useful as well. I had ignored them initially, for although their speaker is capable of cogent communication, it has proven useless in providing any real information. However, I have seen other natives accomplishing some remarkable feats with the crystal itself, so I captured one for study. We shall see if there's more I can learn from it. I'm such a jerk. Okay, fourth note. Several of the crystalvore larvae have hatched prematurely and escaped. Uh-oh. It's unclear how it happened, but I suspect that someone came looking for the amulet while I was buying supplies in Sagus. No doubt they tampered with my machines in their effort to find it. The voice sighs. To prevent further sabotage, I've placed the amulet and the remaining larvae behind an energy field. The power generator can open the field, but it now requires a passcode sequence to make sure there's no further tampering. I don't want the larvae. I'm not foolish enough to record that sequence here, but should something happen to me such that I forget, the 3 geodesics through the barycenter are the key. The voice says nothing more. If that was supposed to be a hint, its meaning was unclear. Perhaps it would make more sense when looking at the generator itself. The 3 geodesics through the barycenter. Okay. We'll think on that. I have an idea of what that means, but we'll see. Okay, 5th experiment. The escaped crystalvores are growing and breeding. They now constitute a serious threat to my work. He pauses. I've built a device to emit sound waves at a very specific frequency, lulling the creatures into dormancy. So far, it appears to be an effective countermeasure, but I shall have to keep careful watch to be sure. I must also make sure that the power generators not experience any interruptions lest they wake again. Oh no. Okay, so don't turn that off. Check. Note number 6. The voice speaks between ragged breaths. This will be my last entry. Dracogen's patience is worn thin, as I knew it would. His agents are outside, and will no doubt break through my defenses momentarily. If they do, I'll have to abandon this body. I don't know when I'll be able to return, but The voice cuts off. There's no more of this entry. It's gotta be a convenient way of getting out of trouble. Whoops! Sorry, new guy. Your problem now. 7th note. The voice on this entry is the same as the other entries, but it has none of the confidence from before. I don't know what's happening. I woke in this cave, surrounded by angry men demanding something called an amulet? I don't know what it is, but they attacked me. I don't know what to do, so I fought back. I killed them. The blood is everywhere. Some of it's mine, but most of it. I found these notes afterwards, when I was trying to figure out what was happening to me. I couldn't figure out how to retrieve the amulet, but these men were sent by someone called Dracogen. I don't know what any of this means. I'm going to find out, but I'm leaving this message in case I don't make it back. I don't know who will listen, but, well, I figured I should leave something of me in here, somewhere, in case I don't get very far. Wow. Wow. Okay, so don't turn this off unless I want to discover what a crystalvore is. Spoiler alert, I don't want to learn what a crystalvore is. And I would like to poke at these things, but I can't. Get back here, guys, you maroons. Where do you think you're going? I don't know what that is. Yeah, those are going to be loot boxes, and so is this. I wonder if this is the stasis chamber that has the crystalvore larvae in it. Okay. So, I do not want to poke this. Check. I could definitely let the phobit out.
Ready.
So let's go do that. Because, honestly, I am extremely rude. Oh, here we go. Try to figure out the key to unlocking the force field based on the clue from the experiment notes. Wonderful. The 3 geodesics through the barycenter are the key. Watching the glyphs revolve around the central rune, the meaning suddenly becomes clear. The symbols increase and decrease in size as they move around the rune, traveling more quickly when they come closer to it, and slower when they're further away. They aren't revolving, they're orbiting, and the rune is the barycenter. Barycenter is the central point at which two bodies revolve around each other. For example, the Earth and the Moon. The Moon doesn't revolve directly around the center of the Earth, it's actually offset a bit. The definition of geodesic rises from the depths of your mind as well. It means a great circle track, the shortest line between 2 points on a sphere. On a hunch, you draw a line from each of the 3 symbols to the others, curving the line through the rune in the center. The symbols stop orbiting. Lines appear where your finger drags across the interface. Soon you have 3 curved lines connecting each of the symbols, 3 geodesics, through the same barycenter. The interface disappears, replaced by an image of some kind of field projector. Triumphant, you cut the power to the projector. Across the cavern, the force field deactivates. Awesome. Good job, me. Now I'm going to let this phobit free. Or actually, let's go poke at everything quick. Just in case something bad happens. Come on.
On my way.
Get over to... Ooh, something new. Okay.
These ciphers are killing me.
Oh, relax. You're fine. Devouring Shell. Confers shell armor. This smooth oval dome resembles a large egg sliced lengthwise. Oh, that's topical. Its silky but unyielding surface is marred by an irregular crack running most of its length, into which have been wedged many tiny crystalline rods. It emits a faintly sickly sweet odor, and a slight shimmer envelops the rods, like the air over a fire. The underside looks and feels fuzzy, although it's seemingly formed from the same substance as the hard shell. It clings to your touch, and when you pull away, you notice a drop of blood on your fingertips. You suspect it might be unwise to stay in contact with this object for too long. Wow, that's going to be awesome. Okay, what are we going to get rid of? So now we have to get rid of something. -2 speed. Okay, I don't care about that. But I want... Who do I want to have this? Yeah, see, I want each of them to have a protected, or a protective cipher. Because these consume movement, and I don't care about movement. Yeah, -2 might pool, that's no good. Yeah, I can carry this around. That's okay. -2 speed, I don't care about that. Okay, cool. It's really annoying that they're all in the way. Okay, get over here. Loot. Why can't I loot this?
Yes.
There we go.
Now. I'm carrying too many ciphers.
Oh, shush. Hero's Fury. 36 energy damage and confers dazed. Ooh. Active entire crisis. This thin, short length of brilliant silken thread is innocuous, but when rubbed between the hands, it starts generating its own heat and energy, eventually uncoiling into a whip of dark, crackling red energy. When it strikes an enemy, it tightly constricts itself around the target. Cool. Yeah, these are starting to pile up here. I need to get rid of some of these. I need to sell some of these. Like, I don't care about the charm paste. I should just sell that or drop it or something. Well, at the moment, let's see what kind of negative effect that gives to him. -2 speed, now that sucks. But I really don't want to be hitting 2 of these. What does she get from this? -5% in all tasks. That's okay. We can put up with that for a bit. Now, what are you, O mysterious pod? Nestled amongst the crystal formations is a steel pod. Cables pass in and out of the pod, glowing with energy. As soon as you're within arm's reach, a shining interface materializes in the air between you and the pod. There are a few strange symbols arranged in a circle around a filigreed pentagon similar to the tattoo on your head. That's interesting. I don't want to turn this off. I really don't want to turn this off. Okay, let's touch the symbols first. Nothing happens. Okay. Arranged in a circle around a pentagon. Okay, let's place our hand on the pentagon. Nothing happens. Okay, I don't want to activate this quite at this particular instant. Okay, let's go release the phobit quick. Alright, so this one was the maze-like rune, is that this one? Oops.
Yes.
Bolt of lightning, was that the one? Okay, to the 3 large crystals to your right. Okay, let's go ahead and let's turn that one off. The circular symbol dims, and the symbols freeze in place, no longer marching into the image of the 3 crystals. To your right, lights on the bank of crystals fade. A phobit blinks and chirps within one of the large crystals, finally freed from its imprisonment. It zips around in the crystal, makes cheerful noises in your direction, and flashes, and vanishes in a flash of light. Okay. Well, good. Glad it's gone. I feel like a jerk for... I don't know. I'm leaving him in there. And again, I'm not turning this off.
Go.
Oh no, what if I have to? What if the amulet is like behind another grown wall? Oh, I don't want to do that. Okay, well let's stick our head in this interface. Oh, Oh, as you draw closer, the filigreed pentagon glows more brightly. Your head becomes warm, but not uncomfortably so. When it touches the light, you feel a small amount of energy flow out from you. The cables on the pod pulse quickly, and the top of the chamber opens with a hiss. The only item inside is a hyacinth circlet, as black as the sky between the stars. The magmatic amulet. You remove it from the pod and take it with you.
Making a note.
The chamber hisses shut, and the interface vanishes. This crystalline circlet is as black as the sky behind the stars. It twists and curls in eye-bending patterns, emanating power as if absorbing and snaring the realities of the world. Cool.
You think that's best?
I don't intend, by the way, I've said this several times and I want to make it really clear, I am not giving this back to Drake'skin. I don't like him. Okay. Well, that was neat.
Let's go.
Let's see if there's anything else we can do once we're outside here. We're sort of at the point now where I think we need to start turning in all our quests. So let's go ahead and let's head on out. See if there's a bunch of thugs standing around outside. That would be nice. Guess I could go taunt those jerks up on top again if I felt like it. And you know what? I do feel like it.
On it.
Wonder if I can get anything else intelligible out of the coordinator over here.
Gladly.
Maybe it's different now that I have the amulet? Okay, nope. I still wish I knew what the creature in the cave was. Oh, this is a picture of the crystalvore. It appears to be devouring solid crystal shards. Okay. That seems pretty terrible, by the way, to bring something that eats crystals to a place where everything's made of crystals. Seriously. It's just rude. Oh, hello. You guys are moving. Okay. Is this... Did you guys put a shield around this?
At last.
Alright. What's the meaning of this? Duran bars your path with a slight confident smile. Greetings again, Castoff. Whatever you did in that cave has caught the changing god's attention. He knows you're here now, and has asked me to destroy your mind. His smile broadens. Do not resist. Ha ha! Finally! Suddenly, his pupils slide out of view. Not up, but sideways, as abruptly as if they've been slapped. Yes, he says in the same casual tone. Of course, it won't be long now. His pupil returns, from the opposite side. Don't waste your time speaking to him. Take his mind. What just happened to your eyes, dude? What? He says. Oh, of course. Apologies. I didn't mean to alarm you. He seems to mean this. Your father speaks to me, he says, pointing at the tiny device at the base of his skull. Too small I've noticed before. He has told me that he has need of your body, and I've learned over the years to trust what he says. A hint of sorrow touches his eyes. It's time to return your father's property, Castoff. When did the changing gods start speaking to you? Years ago, Duran says simply. He taps the base of his skull. Ever since this device attached itself to me while I was exploring one of his abandoned laboratories. He's asked me to tell you that the erasure of your mind will not hurt. He'll simply nudge your mind to oblivion and take its place. Duran bows his head. He will be amongst us at last, thanks to you. It won't hurt, so that I may have my body. What is that device, anyway? One of his mouthpieces, he says, brow furrowing. Apparently, he had assumed that this was common knowledge amongst castoffs. Smiling, he shakes his head in self-deprecating amusement. I picked this relic up, examined it, and discarded it. But then it shot up from the ground and chose me, claimed me. Your father's spoken to me ever since. You know that he's just using you, right? Because that's what he does. Of course he is, Duran says, sighing. And we choose to let him. You and your kind do not have the same freedom. That body does not belong to you. It must be exhausting, he says, compassion in every line of his face. It must be impossible, knowing that your every breath is borrowed, that your discoveries do not ultimately belong to you, and that your only marks on the world will be the ones he does not wipe away. He clasps his hand. Thankfully, we are here to take that burden from you. It's time to sleep. It's time to surrender. Do I threaten him? I could threaten him, and I would probably beat that roll, but seriously, I'm tired of this. You are going down. Man, I've been looking forward to this. Okay, Eridus. So who's going to be our primary? Only 32? Oh, seriously, guys, you're going to get... I think Eridus can one-shot you. Okay, let's go ahead and let's do what? Sucker Punch? Yes. So Duran has 32 health. Sclarion has 38. Who rolls first? Duran does. You know, I think rolling 90 should be sufficient. Nice. And that is exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, Tiber. Can you follow that up? Let's find out. 95. Oh, only 16. Nice. Good hit. My chance. Oh boy, I have all these buttons. What do I want to do? I have been just waiting for this. The problem is Onslaught sucks. Oh, that's right. Can I change out my items in battle? Oh, I can't. Okay, well, I'll remember that in the future. Okay, so what do I want to do here? I have all these ciphers. I feel like I kind of want to use one. I could summon my zombies. Okay, so here's the question. How long do these things last? If they're forever, like I desperately want to use it. Well, nah. Should I use the Balefire? That's kind of neat. Sow Dismay? That's kind of cool. Alright, Incite Action, yes, yes. Flash. 8 physical damage to all enemies struck inside the radius. That's a pretty good one. Maybe I should run in between them. How large of a circle is this? Oh, it sucks. Okay. Onslaught, hide, attack. We don't need contingent subroutine. Should I just use some of these things on people? Like, I'm not really using these things. 22. How much does this do? 13. Okay, that's okay. I'm rather enjoying one-shotting them. Let's see, Sclarion has 22 health left. Is this going to apply a debuff? No. But I think I can hit 2 of them, can't I? Oh, okay, only 1. Well, what I don't want to do is I don't want to hit Tiber with it, so maybe we'll hold on to that. You know, let's go ahead and let's go with Balefire, because that's pretty cool. Neat. Okay, and then I'm just going to stay here, that's fine. There's no real reason for me to move. Can I loot this in battle? Oh, I can! Okay, money. Ossified Trifolium. 3-leafed plant is as black as pitch and hard as stone when held. When pressed against an article of clothing, the stem extends and insinuates itself into fabric. When the leaves are brushed, the wearer sees a vision of a young auburn-haired girl embracing a dark-haired boy before turning away, followed by a wave of visible intense longing from the boy before fading. Okay, let's just look at the names here quick. And then... I can't believe I'm getting distracted in the middle of a fight. Okay, Rin. Do I have anything I want her to use? So do I only get one more chance with that? Wow, that's gonna be cool. You know what? Let's try this. Let's use that.
Now that's the stuff.
And now... 28 damage. Oh wait. Fires a blast. Oh, did I just use my action? Alright. Oh no!
These things in my bag are starting to smell funny.
What did I do? I can't believe I just, like, screwed that up. I didn't think I was selected on that anymore. Oh, okay, it did something anyway. That's good. So, Eridus, this is an excellent chance to finally get some use out of your cleave. Okay, how wide is this? That big. Okay. So you come right here. Yes. And now... Still can't hit 2, but I can hit 2 out of the 3. That's fine. Kwoosh! That's right. Ooh, successive attack. Nice. 85 is fine. Nice! Who's left? Oh, this guy. Sure. You're knocked down too. Ha ha! Things are going bad for you. Did his health just go up? I find that confusing. Transdimensional. Out of range. Because of course it is. Okay. Cancel. Over here.
Let's go.
Try that again. How much can I roll here? 3 plus 5. Honestly,
Surrender.
I suck at the whole damage thing. Okay, Rin. Honestly, I don't have anything that I want her to do. This is fine. Just come over here so I get your
Doing begets learning,
aura.
I guess.
Sure. And then just hang out. I guess you can hide. Oh no, I can't. It already used her movement. That's fine.
I think I need to lie down.
Yep, that's gonna cost you. Oh, is that gonna cost you? Goodbye. Sorry about that, Rin. Alright. That was intensely satisfying. Okay, we're running a little long, but we need to pick everything up and look at it, obviously. Okay. Gloves of the Forgotten Gardener? These rubbery tubes look like they could have been worn as an awkward two-fingered gloves. The mottled dun fabric is stiff and resists gentle pressure, like leather soaked and dried too many times. They're not designed for human hands, and the cloth constricts uncomfortably on your hands. The gloves undergo a startling change when they touch soil. The cloth instantly flows and ripples with interweaving patterns of color, and the surface erupts with complex textures, stippled, dimpled, or occasionally sculpted into stark three-dimensional arrangements. When withdrawn from contact with the soil, the gloves retain their new pattern for a few minutes before returning to their original dull, smooth form. Upon touching the same sample again, they promptly resume the same configuration as before, but in contact with a different sample, they shift into a new and unique shake and set of vivid patterns. You have no idea what these could mean. Okay, and a heavy ranged weapon. We don't have anyone who can use that, but that's okay.
On it.
And another battle axe, that's no good. We'll sell it. Okay, I need everyone to get out of the way here. I can't see these things to click on. Okay. Slug Spitter. A long metal device with a narrow tube and a trigger. It has an opening to feed tiny slugs of metal into it. With a quiet puff of air, it fires these slugs rapidly and at high velocity. Some of these are cobbled together from other Numenera, while others are ancient weapons that survive the ages intact. Producing a slug spitter from scratch is beyond the reach of Ninth World human technology. Long range? Again, I don't think I have anyone that can use that.
I'm going.
Okay, and another Varric. Okay. Okay. And let's see here. I had one or two things that I picked up earlier. Gauntlet of Murder. This deep black metal gauntlet twinkles like the stars in the sky. If you listen closely, a hum can be heard emanating from the glove. Wait, I can use this? Ooh. And that's right. Should I use it? Let's hold on to that for a few minutes. Okay, this has been a great episode. We have the thing that we're not giving back. We beat up some guys, we took their stuff. Life is good. And so, on that bombshell, I'm going to go ahead and take a break. So, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.